Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on cooperative multiplayer with Daggerwin. So we just got to finish this rolling off in this field, and there is actually one more field to do over here. I'm not sure whether we're going to bother with that one or not really. It depends on what Daggerwin wants to do, because he's quite keen to move on to the next day because it's getting quite late in April, and then he can start the spraying of the herbicide, because there's going to be quite a lot of weeds coming through in all of these fields, which is going to be an issue for me because there's not much I can do as we've only got one sprayer. Just at the moment there's not much he can do because there's only one roller, which is why I think he's feeling this series is probably not going quite as well as he was hoping, because there seems to be, I don't know, I think it's because we've got one of everything, and yeah, one of us is always sort of stuck for a job kind of thing. I think that's what he's feeling. So we're not quite sure what we're going to do with the series. We're not sure whether we're going to continue it past this next year or whether we're going to stop in 1 year or not. I think he said he's going to possibly put it to a vote and see what people think. I would personally, well, I don't mind this series. It's actually going okay, apart from the issue I just mentioned, where one of us sometimes can be a bit stuck for a job. Because at the moment I'm trying to save up for a sawmill, which is 150,000, but we can't really make that money apart from selling trees, which we've done quite a lot of, until we get moved on to the next month or two. June, actually, when we sell the soybeans is when we're going to get the money. So yeah, it's just things like that which I think Daggerwin feels is not as interesting as it could be, shall we say. So yeah, we're going to see, put it to a vote and see what people think. I think is probably the best thing about what we should do with the future of the series. But yeah, I think if we do stop it, we'll probably, possibly, although we haven't really discussed this yet, but move on to another competitive series, because that way we've both kind of got our own farms to run and we've always got something to do more. I always feel that's more of an intense series, certainly from a recording point of view. For me, playing the game, I always find that the competitive series are a lot more on your toes. It keeps you on your toes a lot more. You've always got something to do and you can't just stop. It's always very intense on the competitive series, whereas these ones are a bit more laid back, and sometimes you can kind of be a bit stuck for a job. It's what we both feel that, really. So it's a good series. I personally am enjoying it most of the time, but yeah, there's just times sometimes when there's literally nothing we can do apart from cut trees or something. But having the sawmill, if we can get that sawmill up and running today, that would be good, because then we can feed the sawmill with trees rather than just selling trees, which would be a bit more interesting. And we can load those wood products and sell those, which would be a bit more profitable as well than just selling trees on their own. So yeah, that would be good when we get that going. But yeah, it's really up to everybody else, I think, as well, because the comments, they're a bit mixed, but most people seem to suggest that they wanted us to keep going with the series for a bit longer. Some people agreed, other people sort of say, well, it's up to you, up to us, so we'll see. We'll see what the vote says, if Daggerwin does put a vote out on it, and see what people want us to do. But I'm happy either way, really. I don't mind. I'm quite enjoying it, but I also wouldn't mind doing another competitive series or something on a different map. Because this map's a good map, it's an interesting map, but it is kind of just, it's a bit expansive. Daggerwin likes the sort of tighter maps, the UK style maps. I do as well. I do like this map, but in some ways it feels a little bit expansive. It's huge, which is a good and a bad thing, I think. It's certainly good for exploring. There's plenty of places that you can go, you can really spread out on it. But at the same time, it can be a bit tedious, because some of the fields, depending on how big you make the fields, but sometimes the fields can feel a bit big and it takes a while to do things. So it's good and bad, I think, this map. But overall, yeah, I am enjoying it. But I think the vote is the best way of deciding for sure what we're going to do. So rather than saying anything today, we'll see what the vote says whenever he puts it out, and then we'll make a decision from that. Okay, so I will finish this field off and then probably move to the next one, which is down here. Either that or we'll stop there and then move time forward to May and start the herbicide spraying. But yeah, that's what Daggerwin's going to be doing, so I'm going to be, again, a bit stuck for a job, possibly. But I'll see if I can find something to do. Maybe cut the grass, actually, I could do, if Daggerwin does the spraying. Yep, okay, so yeah, back to a time lapse. Rolling is complete. There we go. Daggerwin's just gone off spraying with the existing spray. He's just mentioned though there is a sprayer in the use cell, typical. Yeah, which would be quite handy to have because then I could do something as well. But it does mean spending more money, and I was trying to save up for the sawmill. But of course, we are very close now to selling the soybeans, which will solve all of our money problems at the moment, and be able to afford the sawmill then. Obviously, with the addition of the weed seeker on this, it would be £80,000. Wow, and that's in the use sale. So it's still lots of money. Also, you can expand it to 40 metres, which would be also very nice. That would be 114,000. Oh dear. Yeah, it would be nice to have. Is it essential? Not really. 7 miles an hour, it's a bit slow as well. I would prefer a self-propelled sprayer, really. I do like my self-propelled sprayer on the my single-player Saxlingham series. I don't know. I can certainly see the advantage of having it, but do we really need it? It's not going to take him too long to do it with the current sprayer that we've got. Personally, I wouldn't get it, but I don't know. Daggerwin always wants to have double of everything. I understand why, because there are times when it is useful to have it and get jobs done quick. But I don't know. I'd rather personally wait for a self-propelled sprayer and definitely get a self-propelled sprayer at some point. But I don't know. Anyway, he's cut this tree down, which I'm going to take to the sawmill. That will help, and hopefully we'll get this new sawmill built today, either before or after we move on to June to sell the soybeans. We might have some more goat's milk as well to sell over there. The price of goat's milk at the moment isn't brilliant. It's on its way down, but it doesn't fluctuate too much. Low, it's almost 8,000 at the moment, and the highest is 9,200. So it's only around about £1,000 difference from the worst to the best price, which isn't too bad. And as we're quite desperate for money at the moment, I would say it probably is worth selling it at the moment. That was for our sawmill. Well, we can't afford that at the moment. Well, what I'll do then, if Daggerwin doesn't want me to sell that wood yet, is we've got some bread, so I'll sell that. The price of bread is okay. It's not amazing, but it's not the worst, so I think it's okay to sell now. And then let's just check the goats. Where's the goats? They're over here. Let's just check how much milk they've got at the moment. I doubt it's too much, but anything helps. Yeah, okay. Just under 1,000 litres, 700 litres. So yeah, just one pallet and not even a full pallet, but it's worth quite a lot, so it's probably still going to be worth selling. Okay, so what I'll do then is, in that case, I will use this tractor and we'll get those pallets loaded up onto the trailer and get them sold. I'm just going to look to see if I can find the pallet fork. I will try and use the pallet fork to load these rather than lifting them by hand, but I don't know whether we've got... Where is the pallet fork? Oh, I bet it's on the other tractor. I bet it's on the tractor Daggerwin's using, because that's got a front loader on it. Oh, well, in that case I will just I'll just lift them on by hand, because I can't be bothered to drive all the way over to Daggerwin and get that pallet fork off him. It's not really worth it, so I'll just lift them on by hand and get these pallets sold and see if we can get to 150,000. I doubt it, but you never know. Well, that was excellent, wasn't it? Wow, 173,000. I didn't expect that. I thought we were going to be just under 150, so yeah, we've done a lot better than I thought there of getting some money back for those products, and that's really good news because it means I can now build the sawmill. I was just having a quick look to see where we could put it though, because we have been discussing building like a little village or something. I think a town is probably pushing it But it would be nice to start making a little settlement somewhere else. I don't know how this is going to work, but the sawmill is a good place to start. At least that's something to build away from the yard. I don't think everything should be just in the yard. For one thing, there's not really enough space, and secondly, we were talking about building a village of some description, so it would be nice to create something somewhere else. And here seems like a decent place. There's obviously this section here up to level with that end of that field there, and down to as far as that field. Or there is another square here we own. We own this square along to this shed here. I'm not sure which is the best location out of the two to build on. I don't know for sure. I probably should ask Daggerwin first before I start building, but I think one of these two places is the best place to do it. Well, it's the only two places because we don't own any more land other than the land over there, which is already covered in fields. We can't really build on any of this because it's all fields already. And then yeah, this is the other square that we own. If we bought field or plot 17, it might have been easier because it was all joined up together and we could have built on that. But never mind, we bought this one instead, thanks to the votes. So yeah, this is the one we've got. But yeah, it's still fine. We've still got places to build. So yeah, we can do that. I'll just ask Daggerwin whether he thinks which area of the plot he thinks is best for it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just asked Daggerwin. He doesn't really mind. I suggested either over there near the shed or over here. I think this is the more practical place to put it because it's closer to all these trees, which we can obviously cut down. Actually, no, we can't cut them down because I think that some of them are outside of our boundary. No, they're not. Okay. But we can still bring trees over to here and potentially buy those trees in the end. We can cut these ones down. And then, yeah, we do own some of these trees. Actually, we do own quite a long way in here, don't we? Oh, this is a difficult decision because I don't know what's going to be easier. That's going to be closer to our yard if we need to go from the yard with trees. This, I don't know, there's the shed here, but it's not perfectly flat as you can see. It's not the best place to build it. It's more flat over this other side. So I personally am thinking this side, and then maybe buy those trees in the end, or we'll drag trees from our other plots. I don't know, but I'm sure we'll work something out. But I think this is probably where I'm going to put it. Let's go to the menu. Just check the use cell as well, just while we're here. Nothing, I don't think, of too much interest there. Okay, let's go to the construction then and build this sawmill. We've been waiting long enough to do this. I want to get on with it. So we're going to go for a £150,000 one because it is the best all-round one, and we can't afford anything bigger than that at the moment anyway. So we'll go with this one. The other one is faster. The £300,000 one is obviously faster, but then you have to move all the pallets of wood chips with that one, whereas this one puts it into an internal storage and then you just fill it with the trailer, which is easier. So we're going to go with this one, I think. I'm not sure where the best place to put it is. I think, which way round shall I go? I was thinking if we did like a road down the middle and then buildings either side of it, might be quite good. The question is which side of this plot should I do it? I don't know. And which way round? I think we'll go there. Is that, how flat is it just there? It's not perfectly flat actually, is it? I probably should flatten the ground first actually, but I don't want to spend too much money on that level. And then make that a bigger circle, and then so you're supposed to start with the level you want, although it's fairly flat anyway, but I want to try and make it as level as possible. Oh, I see, yeah, so it's bringing it all to the level of that. Okay, so that shows how not level it is. But at least now when I build it, it will be level, hopefully. So, where is it? There it is. Yeah, now at least it will be on the level ground, and then I can soften that area where it's just gone a bit of a slope. Hopefully this will work. Okay, it's under the ground at that end. There is a mod, I think probably the mod isn't on this server, but yeah, there's a mod to remove that. But but I can't actually lower that. That's annoying. But I can soften this, so let's do that. Make that a bit less steep. There we go, that's a bit better. Now it's not a sheer cliff anymore, it's nice and sloped. That's all good, I think, that's okay. It's just annoying that the grass is growing on the inside of that again, but it can be sorted possibly, but with a mod. But that's at least better than it would have been if I had not levelled it, because it would have been floating. There would have been a huge ridge here, which would have not been good. Let's just turn that off. Yeah, I'm happy with that mostly, apart from this, but that's not too bad, it's not the end of the world. So I can now bring the logs over from the Daggerwin cut from here and get them into the sawmill and get that started. Okay, that's the sawmill filled up. I do think it does need a bit more landscaping though. The ground seems a bit, it would look a lot neater if it was painted a bit, so let's get some painting done. I'm not happy about this grass on the inside, it's a bit of a shame that. I was hoping that because I'd levelled the ground first it would have not done that, but obviously I didn't quite do it right again, and it's not put it in the best place, or I don't know exactly what went wrong there, but never mind. But at least I can paint this area and make it look a bit neater so that we can actually see what we're doing and get rid of some of these shrubs that are around, because it's quite hard to see what you're doing with these around. It's strange it won't even let me paint on that very well. It does a bit, it's a bit weird, but it does look neater with a nice painted texture, apart from it doesn't look very neat with this this mess. Is it doing that thing sometimes, does it where you... Oh yeah, there we go. It's really weird. I don't know why it does this, but yeah, if you paint another texture first, it will then work. But it doesn't work if you paint it with one texture. It's really weird. This happens all the time for me when I'm trying to do painting. What's that dip? I didn't do that, I'm sure. Was that already there? I'm sure I didn't create a dip like that. Especially not with a painting texture. That's weird. But yeah, I think having a concrete around it makes it look a lot neater, rather than just making it look like a sawmill that's been plonked in the middle of a grassy area, which looks a bit strange. So we'll do all the way around it, even on this side, just to neaten it up a bit. But I don't know why does it do that? I don't understand that at all. When you change the texture it works, and then if you go back to what the one you want, it works again. It's really weird. Anyway, yeah, I'll get this all done. Oh, now it's not even working with that one. It's so strange. I don't know why it does that. Let's try this bit again. Let's go over all these bits that haven't been filled in and see if it'll work. It's so messy. I don't know why it does it. It costs a fortune as well. It costs twice as much as it needs to because you're having to paint over everything twice, which is really annoying. And then some bits still don't work. That worked there. And then there's these little bits here. And then back to that one, and it works. It's really weird. But then sometimes it doesn't work. But yeah, this is hopefully just the first stage of several stages of building work around this area. Hopefully we'll expand it and make it a bit more of a village or production village maybe. I don't know. But we'll see. So that bit doesn't work at the moment. But then if I do that, maybe it will. Yep, there we go. Strange. But yeah, there we go. It's looking a little bit better. Obviously ignore the trees in there, that's just because we've put a few in there to wait for them to, when it's finished processing, they'll go in there. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, I would say. Well, reasonably good as a first stage. Okay, so Daggerwin wanted to move on to the next month so that we can start selling these soybeans because we need the money desperately, and we've kind of done everything in May there, so we've moved on. Let's see if we can get any of this wood to go. There we go, a little bit's gone. And we should have started to produce a few pallets now. There we go, a few wood products there, so it's begun, and we've got some wood chips as well in the internal storage. Right, something very exciting, if it's still there, is that I was just talking about this. A self-propelled sprayer has just come in the sale. Where is it? Hopefully it hasn't already disappeared. There it is. So it's the Case Patriot, and that is a self-propelled sprayer that does 15 miles an hour over the fields, which is excellent. That's just what I wanted. So I'm glad we didn't buy that other one that Daggerwin wanted to get, that one. This is definitely the one to go with. Self-propelled, much quicker, much wider, much more efficient than using a trailed one. So I really want to get that, but of course to be able to afford that we need to sell more soybeans. But now is the time. Hopefully the price is at its best now for soybeans. There we go. So yeah, 3,000, almost 3,500 a 1,000 litres. Excellent. So I don't know whether I'll be able to help with this or not because I'm imagining Daggerwin is running both the trailers. We've only got two tipper trailers. One of them's tiny anyway. Yeah, I can't see another trailer that I can use. But what I can do is I can get that sprayer once the money is available. So the question is, should I sell this one or should we keep this one as a spare and then get the self-propel one as well? I don't think we need to really, but as we've already got it, we might as well keep it, I suppose. I'll check with Daggerwin. Okay, so yeah, Daggerwin thinks probably it's worth getting rid of this one because we don't really need to if we get the big one, because that one will be pretty much twice as fast as this one and hopefully wider as well if we go for the full upgrades on it. So I think this one's kind of redundant now. I think we'll sell it. Also, we probably need every penny we can get. We just sold the first load, so we're on 135, which is not enough to buy the sprayer yet, but we are on the way there and we will get enough, I think. Even with all the upgrades on that new sprayer, it should be less than 300,000, I hope. We'll see. But yeah, let's just get this one sold and that'll help fund that one. I don't know what this is going to be worth. I imagine it's probably going to be quite disappointing since it was purchased used anyway, and it's done quite a lot of hours, 34.2 hours, which yeah, in real life is nothing, but in the game it's quite a lot. So I would say that's probably the equivalent of 3,400 hours in real life. I would say that roughly is how it works out. I don't know for sure, but that's the sort of idea I get, which would make it a reasonably high hour machine. Not terrible, but yeah, it's quite high for a sprayer, I suppose. Okay. Wrong place. I can't sell it, can I? Oh, I've just realised. Oh, yeah, you can't sell. That's another thing that annoys me about this map is there's no workshop sell point. There should have been a workshop sell point because nearly every map has one of them, which means you get a bit more money for stuff when you sell it. Yeah, I forgot that. So I'm going to just have to sell it from the menu, which reduces how much you get for things, which is a shame. But I did need to come here anyway to pick up the new one. No, I didn't. It's a self-propelled one. Okay, I wasted my time. Oh well. Yeah, so I'll just need to locate it. I don't know where it is. There it is, that one. It's worth 24,200. It's okay, I suppose. I didn't even repair it, did I? Never mind. It's not going to make much difference. Okay, so we have 160,000. We need 180 to purchase it, I think. But then that's without any upgrades. So once you put the upgrades on it, I would say you'll be looking around about 200 and something thousand. 189. So if we go, you can't extend the working width of this one, I don't think, but you can put that on 239. It would be a minimum of 254 with that on, and 276 with that on. So yeah, it's quite expensive. I don't know whether we'll go for all the upgrades straight away, but I definitely think we'll go for the spot spraying. That's one of the most important ones, because that saves a lot of money in herbicide. It also improves your environmental score reward as well. So definitely worth going for that one. Right, so yeah, that was a bit of a waste of time, but I haven't really got anything else to be doing at the moment anyway, until we have enough money to buy the sprayer, so I really just have to sit and wait. I'm not going to buy a trailer to help sell the grain, because it's not going to take that long really. We'll just be patient and wait for Daggerwin to get everything sold. It won't take too long. And then we'll hopefully buy that new sprayer. How the goat's doing. I've got 50 goats now, 50 out of 77. So that's soon filling up. That's going to be full soon. 286. That might be enough, maybe, to buy it, and not many eggs at the moment. Just sold those, so yeah, let's go back to the sale. I don't want to lose it. It shouldn't disappear yet, but you never know. Okay, so definitely go for that. Okay, yeah, so that one is for the fertilizer, nitrogen spraying, and that one is for the herbicide spraying. This one is, I think, less important. It's for more uniform spraying. It's obviously a good thing to have, but it's less important and it's quite expensive. So I think for now we'll go without that, but we'll definitely have these two, which means I can afford to buy it. 254,000. That's without maintenance, so it needs repairing as well. So it's not cheap at all, but I think it's a well worth purchase. It's in the used sale, and it probably won't come up again. So I think we're going to go with that. I think it'll be worth having it. So yeah, very expensive, but I think we'll go with it. Wow. So nearly all the money we're going to make from those soybeans is on a sprayer. Wow. But yeah, it's worth it, I think. It will make spraying a lot better, a lot quicker and more efficient. Okay, so let's have a look inside it, see what it's like. It's certainly expensive, but it's saved us quite a lot of money buying it used. Obviously we have to buy used on this series, that's one of the rules, which some of you don't like as much. I think it's adding interest, it's something different. I think we're going to stick with it. I know some people think that's the reason we're not enjoying it as much. Yes and no, it's not really that. It doesn't help sometimes. But yeah, no, I think we've made some good progress today. We've got the sawmill going and we've got a new sprayer, so things are going to start to look up, I think. And we've still got more money to come, I think, from more soybeans. Yeah, we'll just wait for that to all happen and see how much money we end up with. Let's just see how much is in storage. Oh, that's annoying. There's 5,400 litres left, but hopefully we'll get that sold as well. And yeah, do the chickens need some food? They're okay actually. They don't need any at the moment, but we've got a bit of sorghum left over if they do need any more. Where's Daggerwin? Is he about to sell? Yeah, he's not far away. He's approaching the sell point. So we should get another 120,000 for each load, roughly. So I'll come back to you when it's all sold and we'll see how much we end up with after buying the sprayer. There we go, so 179,452 in total there for all the soybeans, minus the 200 and something thousand pounds that it costs to do this, buy this sprayer. But let's just get this repaired. I did say I was going to repair it as well. It does need to be done, so let's do that. There we go, back down to 163,900, but that's still pretty good really, considering what we've just bought. A sawmill and this massive sprayer. I probably should put it in a shed really, rather than leaving it outside. Let's put it where the other sprayer used to be. I'll also actually put this IBC of herbicide in there as well, rather than having it outside. If it will take it. Oh dear, why is it not taking this? Why is it not loading that? That's a bit worrying. Why is it not taking that? It should be like, it isn't a, no, it must be a liquid sprayer, isn't it? It's not a solid sprayer. Oh, it's taking that. It's taking the liquid fertilizer, but it's not taking the herbicide. That's very strange. Well, if it takes one, it must take the other. Maybe it was just too close to the other one, I don't know. Or maybe it just wasn't quite close enough. Anyway, I'll just leave it there. It looks like it's going to work, so yeah, I think we'll be okay. Right, so I think we're going to leave it there for today. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.